Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Minecraft with See You Later. I'm See You Later, and yeah, so welcome back. It's good to see you. I hope you guys are having a great day. As you can see, I have no pants on again, and one of the reasons for that is I've been hanging out here in our little nether mob grinder, the blaze grinder, and yeah, so I'm gonna do some enchanting real quick first off before we go back to the overworld. One of the things I wanted to show you guys about this thing was it works. Look at that. I am 17 blaze rods into almost filling up a double chest with blaze rods. So I've got blaze heads. Check this out. Look at that. How do I get out of this menu? Yes. We have a blaze head. We have a few blaze heads, and that's a result of the addition of some vanilla tweak data packs that I loaded from the available from Exumavoid's website. If you go to exumavoid.com, click on vanilla tweaks. I added some of those to the game just to make some things more interesting. I ended up putting in the armor stands mod, so I know we can do some really cool stuff with that later on. And right now, I just want to repair up my, I got a little bit of levels here, and I went ahead and set up, I'm just going to repair up this iron armor. It's not the best armor, but it does have some pretty good enchants. I've got feather falling and aqua affinity with projectile protection on the helmet there, feather falling on the boots, and it's relatively cheap to fix these up. There we go. We've got 4 cost, so I'll come down here, whack a couple of these. Now I put this fence here because before I was walking in a little too far, and this fence just stops me from walking in too far. If you walk in just far enough, a blaze at the back can get a line of sight on you, and he will shoot at you. So you do have to be a little bit careful. So our sword has sweeping edge on it, as you can see there. Got tons of XP just from one little bit there. And let's see, if I finish up with repairing the boots. Now I'm repairing this set of iron armor with the decent enchants on it, not to wear, but to serve as more of like a backup set of armor, because the next thing that I want to do is I want to head back home. So we're done here for now. So the first thing that we want to do, and I thought it would be really fun, is let's grab one of our Fortune 3 pickaxes. Let's see, I've got Lucky Strike, Efficiency 5, Unbreaking 3. Oh, and I did on purpose not mention every single one of these tools has mending. Including the sword. I don't have mending on David Bowie because he has infinity, and I definitely like having just one arrow to carry around with me. So anyway, let's get to it. So what I wanted to show you was I have been busy mining. Now that we have our Silk Touch and mending, I have a lot of coal ore here, a lot of redstone ore, and some lapis, and also, even though we have more than a stack and a half of diamonds, I have mined up 45 diamond ore. So I thought it would be really fun if we could just come out here and mine up this diamond ore. Let's find out how many diamonds we've got here. So that's Silk Touch, and then Lucky Strike is our fortune. So if you were curious, this is what a stack of 45, this is how tall you get 45 blocks of diamond ore. So this will be really fun, and let's mine this up real quick. You can see the counter down there at the bottom. We are almost to a stack already. Okay, we're already to a stack of diamonds, and then let's see what the result is. Last one, and no more diamonds that we didn't pick up. 40, a stack and 40. Awesome, awesome. And trust me, that wasn't easy. That took a lot of mining to get there. So now we have 3 full stacks and a quarter. So 3 1/4 stacks of diamonds. I believe we're going to need a little under a half a stack to craft up a set of diamond armor. But we are going to do that now. So let's get us a helmet. And we'll get some pants on since I still don't have my pants on right now. Some diamond boots and a diamond chest plate. And that left us over with 8 diamonds. So awesome. I'm just gonna go ahead and put this armor on unenchanted, and I want to grab a boat, and I'll take you over to our hunting ground, and I'll show you what I was doing earlier to try to hunt for Endermans. Now, a lot of you guys might know already that Endermen, you know, they're pretty rare as a mob spawn in the regular overworld. And so what you want to do is you want to go somewhere most of the time where you have, and it's almost night, so this is a great opportunity. You want to go somewhere like a desert where you can see far away. So what I did was I set up just a little bit over here. You can see that little floating roof over there. I set up a little bit of a little hunting shack. And it's like a mob grinder. I don't know why I always get stuck in a block whenever I try to get off the boat. I wonder if that's a bug. But anyway, let's head over here and I'll show you what I did while the sun's going down. There is a bed over here if you decide you want to sleep before you want to leave. But basically, so what we have here is we have trapdoors all around the edge of a 2-wide pit that goes down several blocks, and it's not really enough to kill the mobs or anything. I don't necessarily want it to, but I can stand up here on this little platform and walk around, and I've got this whole area I can see over here and this whole big area that I can see over here when mob spawns, and I will look for Endermen. Now I noticed that a couple of the Endermen that spawned actually spawned right at the distance here, I think at the limit out on the edge. So what I was doing was I'll actually go out, even if there's mobs around, I'll jump off of here, close that, and I'll run down just far enough where I can look at the Enderman and aggro him, and then I'll run back while he's chasing me and teleporting towards me, and I can jump up in here and he can't come in here. Now, whenever you put the trapdoors facing each other in a 2-wide like this, most of the mobs actually will see this as full blocks. So when they try to path towards you, they'll actually walk right over and right into this pit. They will not even see that it's a hole in the ground. They'll think that they can just path right over to you and hop up and get you. But you, except for, you know, skeletons who are going to hit you with their bow and arrow, we are pretty safe up here. None of the other mobs can get to us. The only mobs that can get to us, even potentially, are the skeletons. And I don't know if you noticed that just now. That's another problem that I noticed, was when they spawn, there was just a creeper and a spider right over there. And I think if you're more than 32 blocks away from any mob, that there is a random chance that they will despawn. But that's you have to be within that area to activate. So you can see now there's mobs spawning up on the hill over there, and all we're doing is just looking for Endermen. Because we're in this little miniature desert biome, we're not getting regular zombies, we're getting husks, which are a new variant in 1.13, I believe, in the aquatic update. But we are also getting drowned. I noticed that I built this thing not even thinking about it, a little bit close enough to the water that we are getting occasionally a drown that's coming up and pathing into our little kill chamber here. So let me just go aggro some of these guys and I'll show you how this works. So there's a couple of husks over there, and they're going to come and see us, and I can close that. Now even if I miss when I jump, I'll hit the top of that trapdoor, but see how they just walk right over? They think they can get right to you. And that guy over there, he's let's see, yeah, they're far enough away where they're not he's not going to aggro even if I hit him. So those guys will just hang out in the little basement of this thing for a while. And then what I did was I just made a ladder and go down to the middle of this, and there's a little half block here on top of a full block, so that they just can't get to you. And what you can do is you can sit down here and hit them. So you can get some XP, can get some drops, things like that. I'm not too concerned about the rotten flesh, because I'm hoping we'll make a mob spawner later, and that way if we want to trade rotten flesh with with anybody, like a cleric, villager, or some emeralds or something like that, that we will we'll just use our mob spawner for that later on, our mob grinder. But for right now, I'm just gonna hang out here for a little while and do some hunting. And honestly, the Endermen are really rare, so it'll take a while. It took me a long time to get those 12 or 13 Ender pearls that I've gotten so far, and I want to get about just that much again. So maybe we'll have about 25 Ender pearls before I start heading off, looking for the the inn fortress that's in the overworld, and that'll be our way to get to the Ender Dragon. So I said regular zombies don't spawn, but I guess they do as well as the husks. There's a spider over there. Now I did say that none of the mobs can get to you, but I haven't had an opportunity to check to see if a spider can get up here. I don't know how it works with the spider as far as the trapdoors and the 2 wide, but he may be able to span the 2 wide distance. Yeah, and I don't need to hit these guys. I just the more you take out of the mobs around that are spawning, then the more chance that other mobs will have to spawn, and that's due to mob caps. So if there's so many mobs around, new mobs won't spawn until you get rid of those. So as you can see, as I'm hitting these, there's another creeper and spider that just spawned right out there in the distance. Come on. My aim is terrible. There we go. There we go. Take out the creeper. Alright, so yeah, so I'm just gonna hang out here, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, there's an Enderman. Alright, excellent. So he's aggroed. Let's see what happens when he tries to get to me. He can't. Well, he got a hit on me, but he's right down there now. And let's see. Did he stay down? Did he stay down? I don't believe so. Let's see. See if he's still around here somewhere. I can hear him. Oh, I bet you he's up on the roof. Huh. So he hit this one. The last couple of them went down the hole with no problem. So let's just gung ho. We'll go for it, and we'll just fight this guy straight up. Yeah, Ender pearls, baby. That's what we're here for. So we got 2 Ender pearls from that guy, and that's been about my recent luck. Is the sun is coming up, and that was the only Enderman that I saw the whole time while we were waiting. So let me go by before some of this stuff despawns. That way we won't have wasted XP and gunpowders from all the creepers. Okay, so let's head on back, and we'll look at the next thing I wanted to show you, and that was, I've mined up enough obsidian now, and we have just enough ender pearls where I feel pretty much like that I'm comfortable to use them to make some eyes of ender, and we're gonna make a couple of ender chests. I'm actually gonna make 3. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab up these obsidian here. So we've got 8 obsidian that'll go around in a circle, and then you'll put an eye of ender inside of each one. And eyes of ender are made with ender pearls mixed with a little bit of blaze powder. So as you can see here, we've got eye of ender, shift click, and that'll give us 3. And then we can put 8 obsidian around in a circle like that with an eye of ender in the middle. And look at that, we get ender chest. So I'll craft 1, then we'll get the recipe unlocked, and we'll craft 2 more. So what I would like to do is, I think 1 I will keep right there. We'll keep right there an ender chest, which is, I love the sound that they make. So yeah, so we'll keep 1 ender chest here. We'll keep 1 in our inventory, and that will be kind of like a backpack. And then we'll keep an extra one in the ender chest, so that if we want to put another one down somewhere else, let's say we're working on a project or something like that, and we want to temporarily put down another one, then there will be an ender chest inside of our ender chest that we're going to put down. So let's say we're going to put down, we're going to be working on something, so we'll just put 1 down, and then we'll take 1 with us, and that'll be our backpack. So again, later on, when ender pearls aren't a thing and we have plenty of them, I might make a whole stack of ender chests, just so we always have them. And then when you're in hairy situations, you can always put away your tools, and then whatever you're doing, if you die, your tools are gonna be safe, stored inside the ender chest. Because I don't know, you guys, if you're new to Minecraft and you don't know what an ender chest is, there's lots of information about that online, but you notice how I put those tools over here in the ender chest. Well, this ender chest shares that ender chest inventory. No matter where I am, no matter what dimension I'm in the end, in the nether, wherever you are always going to have access to this inventory as long as you have an ender chest. So I could even leave these 2 inside of here, and then come out here and put down another one out here, and you can see there's our tools. So we can just get now, the one thing that you do need to be aware of is that you can pick these back up, it's no problem, but to pick one of these up, you need to double check every single time and make sure you're using something with a silk touch. So you definitely want to pick it up with your silk touch. If you don't, it will break it, and what will you get? I think you'll get a few pieces of obsidian, maybe even 8, but you lose the chest. You lose the eye of ender that was used to craft the chest. And if you're somewhere where you really needed that ender chest, and you break it, and you were counting on the stuff inside of it to get you by, well, you're screwed, because you really have to have it in order to, if you break it, then you're kind of screwed. Last thing I wanted to show you was, we've been doing a lot of paper trading with our librarians for those mending books, besides just the coal. So I was looking at some designs online, and I found this one for a sugarcane farm. And so one of our first big builds we're going to work on is this guy. As you can see, all this sugarcane up here is almost ready to grow to 3 tall. So all 2 tall except for this piece right here and this piece right here. And if we just pillar up here just a little bit, you might be able to see there's a minecart there waiting, and there is a row of observers. Let me go up 1 more block. There's a row of observers. The observers are waiting to see the next growth of the sugarcane, and as soon as the first one pops up in front of the observer, there's a chain of redstone in the back, and all of these pistons will fire, and the pistons will break off any of the sugar canes that are too high, or more, of course. But one of the things I don't like about this design is that it's only the one that grows up, and then all of the second layer gets knocked off. I actually think it would be better if we had one observer that was just watching one sugar cane. And if that one was quick to grow, okay, fine. But most of the time, you know, because it's kind of random, that might be the last one to grow, which would actually give these other ones a chance to grow up 3 high before the pistons fire. So I think that would increase the returns. So because this design is modular though, I'm going to leave this one this way, and then I'll make another one a different way beside it, mirror image. And this one's 14 blocks of sand, 14 sugar cane, and those are powered rails going all the way down underneath, and there is a hopper minecart underneath. So the space there is only 1 wide. The water is on the other side that's hydrating the sand for the sugar cane to be planted. And then there's glowstone inside to keep everything illuminated. It was a really cool design, and it's narrow. It's only 4 blocks wide, so I figured it would be cool. We'll make 4 blocks on this side, 4 blocks on the other side, with 1 in the middle, and that gives us a 9 wide footprint for this. You can make it as long as you want to, but just for resources for right now. I mean, this took me, I'm still early in the game, this took me a lot of gold to make those powered rails, and a lot of iron to make all the hoppers and the different redstone components. Observers are kind of cheap, but they just cost a little bit of quartz, and we have plenty of that from the nether now, especially with our fortune pickaxes. Threw some torches up on top just to light it up, and as you can see, we've been standing here waiting for a long time, because I was really hoping that we would just be watching this until it fires. But how it works is, once it fires, it sends a pulse of redstone down that goes into a repeater on a little bit of a delay that will power up the powered rail that's on top of that hopper, and it'll just send the hopper minecart down for 1 pass. It'll go down to the end, bang into the end, and then come back and then stop again and unload. And that basically means it'll suck up all of the drops that are sitting on top of the sand up here in 1 pass, and then come back again and stop. So let's look at it for just a few more minutes here, and we'll see if it's going to grow. Any one of these could be the one that grows up 3 tall, and then we'll stop, and then it drops it into this. Oh, there it went, legit. And then if we run over here real quick, we can see it's emptying out, and it's going through these 2 hoppers into this chest. So right now there's 3 stacks and 13 of sugar cane, and I'll tell you, I probably harvested up 10-12 stacks of sugar cane just from that little farm over there by the time this thing did one thing. Now also, the payback on these sometimes can be economy of scale. So if I were to build the 2 modules like I'd planned, and then maybe do 2 more on top of that, now we're talking, multiply this by 4, so then you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 12 in some stacks. So if this had as many plants in it basically as the farm did over there, they'd be about the same speed, and it'd be automatic. So off camera, in between episodes, I think that's what I'll work on, is I will put the other module down here. I'll build 2 more modules above, and we'll see then what the output rates are. And, something a little bit aesthetic, but I really like this. This is probably one of the most complicated redstone things that I've ever made. On that note, I do want to show you one last thing, and that is when you are doing enchanting and you're getting a lot of enchanted duds, basically dump enchants, I call them, because it's enchants that I don't care about. The other thing I don't care about at all is eggs, and I'll show you why. Eggs are we're overflowing with eggs right now. I have literally 2 double chests full of eggs, except for this last. I harvested up turtle eggs just before I killed all the turtles. Just before I sent all the turtles off to little turtle heaven, because there were too many turtles. Anyway, let's not talk about the turtles. That made me sad. But yeah, look at all these eggs. We don't need that many eggs, you guys. I don't think there's a situation where we're ever going to need that many eggs. Even if I make a chicken farm, like an automatic chicken cooker, later, we're not going to need that many eggs. So, what did I do? I went again on the internet and looked up some tutorials. I wanted to see what's a good way of getting rid of items, and I came upon this trash can setup here. So basically, this chest, which you can see, I put, like I said, I have some of these dumping enchants on here, and I just threw some stuff in there, and mainly eggs, you guys. So I don't care about the eggs at all. I'm picking them up all the time because of the chickens. So what do we have here? We have a chest going into a hopper. The only reason you need 2 hoppers is because if you built this one up, then this redstone would be at a level where you couldn't put your floor around it properly. But because I put it in the corner, I think I could just got away with that anyway, because the blocks would have been covered on the other side. But how does this work? So basically, you put an item in the chest, it filters down, and then it comes down to this hopper, and as soon as it goes into the dropper will cause this comparator to have an output, and that output will be just enough to light up this redstone to give a tick into the repeater, which will power this block and that redstone, and then that redstone will actually power both the dropper to drop the item, and it will lock the chest momentarily. So only one item will pass through the system at a time. And so while it is emptying out, you will hear it clickety click click clicking. I was looking at this a while ago, and I realized that I wanted to show you guys that basically it just dumps it into the lava. I could have put this lava block right here. I didn't need to put it down one space. I could have actually had it right here so that it drops directly into the top of the lava, but it doesn't hurt anything for it to drop and fall one space into lava. It can't go anywhere else once you put this in with the stone. Now, what I did for demonstration purposes and also for safety, which is I would really hate to be, clicking stuff in here and whoops, I accidentally clicked my really valuable tool in here, and it happened to be the last item, and boom boom boom, and I can't get it, and it just goes into the lava. I think that's kind of dangerous. So I like the fact that I can fill up this waste basket basically until it gets full, or until it gets a few items. Double check to make sure, and then what I did was I have this lever right here, and if you look after a few seconds, yeah, see the little particle? So it's telling you that it's powered right now, and that's powering this block, which is locking the hopper. So this hopper is not sucking any items out right now, and that's my little safety switch. So when I'm ready to dump the system, all I do is flick the switch. You can see the items will start going out. There goes the eggs. The eggs are going down into the lava, and I'm pretty sure even if a chicken were to come out, that it would instantly get killed. And it'll just sit there and go through all your stuff and dump it into the hopper, into there. There was a chicken. Whoops. I tried this with not the dispenser but the dropper. Doesn't work. For some reason it doesn't lock up the same way as the other. So that's it. Everything that we put in there, including our diamond pickaxe, if we had, would be destroyed now. So that is an item deletion. It just destroys the items completely out of the world. There is other ways of doing it where you could use cactus or something like that to destroy the items, but I think that's a little less reliable. I mean, I might be wrong, but I just put the stone in here that we need to cover this guy back up. So we'll go ahead and cover it back up. And that's what I really like about this design is I can come in here. That all works. I can cover that. I haven't cut off any redstone. Don't believe. Yeah, because that powers that block. And there's no spawning space in there at all. The lava has 2 layers of, or 3 layers of stone covering it in, and bam, there's our floor. So all you see is just this, the trash can. And we need to make sure, I want to make sure I always power this back on to lock this hopper. Like I said, I don't want to accidentally toss something in that's really valuable. And even if I do, just by accident, by shift clicking around or whatever, if I accidentally put all my stuff in there, I would have a chance to say whoops and grab it out again first before turning that on and letting it pull the items down. So I'll keep that always powered until I'm ready to flush the system. Anyway, so that just about does it for right now. I'm gonna do some more hunting. I need to see how this sugar cane's all grown up already. I can just go by and whack that really quick and get a stack and a half of sugar cane. Right now, so I think that our little sugar house, sugar factory out there, that's not going to be really viable unless I get the other 3 modules. And then it's infinitely expandable. If 3 modules is not enough, you can add, 2 more and make 6 modules and make it bigger and bigger. I do think that if you make it so big and then a lot of pistons are firing kind of all the time, that can cause a little bit of lag for your game. But we're in a single player world, and I've got a pretty beefy computer with a pretty fast processor. Hold on a second, I want to see you. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I want you guys to come back and hang out with me, and I got a lot of big plans. I want to do some more farms. I want to make a melon farm and a pumpkin farm that's automated. We're going to do some more redstone stuff, and then once we get done with the inn and we get an elytra and some of that other stuff, shulker boxes, I really want to start developing and working on our island or peninsula here and putting some cool builds. I want to put some time into the nether portal over there, and then making a nether hub and all that stuff. What else is coming up soon? We got a big to-do list. So we got villager breeder coming up soon. We've got iron farm coming up soon, and the end fight really soon is the end fight. I really want to kill the ender dragon because we want an elytra. I want to be able to fly, and then that's going to cause other problems, which means we're going to need a creeper farm and we're going to need to make rockets. So we need the sugarcane thing to work out, because we're going to need lots of paper for more mending books, and we're going to need paper for rockets, and all of that is all working towards a goal of making this world a place that we really love hanging out together in and having a good time. So I'm done rambling. I'm see you later. Thank you for coming again and hanging out with me, and I really hope that I will see you guys again really soon. Take care and have a great day, and I will